Alright everyone, we start off today talking about some girl bossery, but it's not from Nikki Haley this time, it's actually from Hillary Clinton. If Nikki Haley brings up her vagina on the rag on the campaign trail as a political stunt, that's fairly cloying. But it's even worse when some chick that's like pushing 80 years old and is clearly not part of like the modern cultural hegemon in any way is complaining about the Oscars or whatever award show it was here. I don't even give a fuck. I don't know the difference between an Oscar and an Emmy and a Saturn Award because I don't watch any of these award shows because they're vapid and overhyped nonsense. Oh my god, the critics enjoyed this movie. Well, as we've seen from Rotten Tomatoes, there's often a big disconnect between them and average Joe public, or Jill public in this case. Barbie movie, which I have not seen. It actually looks, based on what I've seen from it, actually looks palatable more than most movies, which is a sad statement about modern film, actually. I think Oppenheimer would be a little bit more down my alley. Just saying, I think that I would enjoy that movie more, despite some of its critical flaws that people have bitched about. A link in the description, archived of course. Apparently, I guess the lead female cast member didn't get like the expected award or something like that. And Hillary Clinton's lamenting it as though it was like a step backwards for women's rights. It's like, okay, you've got a multi-million dollar movie based on one of the most successful toy franchises of all time. It's probably technically a toy. It's a doll, kind of. Not the kind that you snuggle. Waiting for the Barbie sex doll, I suppose. Then you'll bring in more males into the franchise. It's a movie specifically for chicks, and their boyfriends that they drag to the movie, I'm sure. All the Valley girls dragging Chad to the movie theater, and he's like, I gotta take one for the team or I'm not getting to second base tonight, so yeah, okay, I'll watch Barbie with you, but can we watch Oppenheimer tomorrow, dear? No! Okay. So you know that those conversations happen. And, it's a very female movie. Everything's like pink and plastic and it's fantastic and shit like that. Hillary Clinton is acting like number one culturally she's connected to like the modern girl boss phenomenon and that her eggs didn't dry up 40 fucking years ago. Secondly, pretending that she's, that anything that she's saying here makes any sense at all. The idea is one of entitlement. The entitlement is the idea that because the movie casts the strong, empowered female role, although Barbie's really more of a ditz than anything else, that it automatically deserves an award like DEI for film. But that doesn't trickle down to public sentiment with regards to film. Barbie did very, very well. It was a box office success, a major one. That doesn't necessarily mean that it has any real critical value, or that all people that watched it found it entertaining. The idea of the awards is, hey, this is a standout performance by an individual. Not, hey, this is a good performance by an individual overshadowed by others, but they happen to be female. Also, isn't this movie like too painfully white? Like, if it was a black Barbie movie, then Hillary Clinton would be at least, liberally justified in her particular entitled opinions here. But I would think, aren't you going to get labeled a white supremacist now? The producer and the main cast were all white, so I don't know about that. I don't know that it really checks the boxes of DEI anymore. As we've seen, feminism on its own is not enough to shut up the far left. We've seen this with J.K. Rowling and a number of other people. Remember that time Billie Eilish decided to wear a dress instead of, wearing like the mall rat clothing that she normally wears? Even though it's probably cost more than your car and designer shit. The leftoids berated her for this. Oh my god, she's sold out. You can't appease these people. Annie Lennox will be next on their list, probably, their shit list, even though she's a pro-feminism, pro-trans rights, and wore the AIDS blood shirt that one time. At some point, she's going to have an opinion that runs counter to their orthodoxy, and she's going to get shit-canned as well. We need to remember that Annie Lennox is just an old lady and a sign of her times. Those were dark days. Right, the jokes write themselves. Hillary Clinton's Barbie bullshit is just the purest form of entitlement. And it's a grift, too, because she's trying to make herself adjacent to something that's big in the news, that people care about in the contemporary sense, whereas she's been basically forgotten. She's no longer a political figure, although she remains a force within politics. She's an old, crazy lady. She's devolving into the old lady that sits on her front stoop and yells at the local kids. and throws rocks at their dogs and shit like that. Her girl bossery, even worse than Nikki Haley's. Again, Nikki Haley loves to use the term fellas for a reason. Well, vote for me, fellow strong, empowered women. I will start World War III, and then we'll kill all the men off, and we'll have like an Amazonian culture, and we'll all chop off one boob, and the men will be like slaves. They're going to be like the fucking Amazons. That seems to be basically her plan. In fact, it's rather interesting. A new conspiracy theory. Nikki Haley hates men so much, other than the ones that she bangs to advance her career, that she wants to send them all off to die in a nuclear war. Hillary Clinton would like the nuclear war too. Again, she wouldn't have to suffer the fallout from that, literally and figuratively, because she got private bunkers, probably stocked full of champagne from Elizabeth Warren's private supply. I love the entitlement, though. The concept that is a movie, it's commercially successful, granted. It doesn't look like it had bad acting, but other than that, it's basically like, hey, we decided to make a movie about a bunch of living dolls that live in a hyper-pink girl boss world, and we can't understand why some people would not like that movie. But if you're talking about best female performers, or whatever the fuck award it was that, what's her name, Margaret Robbie, I think it is, or something like that, didn't win. Okay, you're up against all these other movies. Again, you're competing against female performers, specifically, for that category. Although, you know, because of wokeness, some of them might be male at any given time. I don't think that's actually the case here. Well, you've only got one award to give. The fact that that happened to be the biggest financial success does not necessitate that it was the best acting. It's because it's tied in, again, with a gigantic franchise that every female in the world is acutely aware of existing to begin with. You get free publicity up front for free. Because it's the fucking Barbie movie. Hillary's acting like this is the same as, removing women's suffrage or something like that. Oh my God, we're going to be barefooting in the kitchen if the Barbie movie doesn't win enough awards. Oh shit, it got beaten out by Oppenheimer, I guess, or something like that, and they're all pissed about it. Well, it could just be that the performance wasn't quite as solid. At least the people that are, voting on who gets the award believe so. I haven't seen the movie. I haven't seen Oppenheimer either. I have no comparison. I've thought about watching them both. Again, just a gut instinct. I think I would like Oppenheimer better. But I'm willing to drag my balls through glass and watch Barbie anyway, just so that I can chuckle at it, because, I don't know, it doesn't seem like terrible. It just doesn't seem like it's my kind of movie. Poor Hillary Clinton. I'm so sorry that the Girl Boss movie didn't win enough awards. Talk about goddamn entitlement. Again, it's from some old bitch who's like pushing 80 years old and is corrupt and likes wars and stuff like that. She's definitely, they're going to have a Hillary Clinton Barbie. It comes with a little red button. That's about all. Peace out.